Oh, hey guys, what's cracking? Well, check this out. Just the other day it was plus 20 out. And none of this stuff. You can probably see that it's snowing like a sumbitch out. Yep. But don't worry, it did this last year too. Not today. Today's the 28th. Today's the day I brought the truck home. That's right. It's officially been 1 year that I've owned the Ford F-150. Can you believe how quick time flew? Like in a couple days it's gonna be May. Like, this is insane. This is this after hours shift for me. That's what's making it feel like time's flying. Because this shift is off its frickin' rocker, boys. Hate to break it to you, but she is. Like, I found that when I started the job, and I was working Monday to Friday, just giving the animals more water here if you're wondering what the hell that sound was. But I found that since I started this job, when I was working the Monday to Friday, and I did that from February, like the day before Valentine's Day, until about probably June, July-ish. I can't remember now the exact date that they moved us over to after hours. I know it was early in the summer because they're talking about cutting hours at work, basically because costs of running the contractors and all that. So they wanted to cut their costs because they were over budget, and their idea was hire more people but give them less hours. Yes, that was their idea. But they wanted us, the heavy hitters, because we were picking things up quick, and the boss knew right away that we would be a good fit for after hours because we're go-getters, we're willing to learn, and we don't need any supervision, which is a big key thing for after hours because you got none. It's you versus them. You have nobody to talk to if there's a problem. There's nobody to ask if you have any questions. You basically have to be resourceful and figure shit out. Luckily, that's what I do. But yeah, like, it feels like I can remember doing the training, and it feels like just yesterday that we were going into work and the buddy was taking us into the conference room, showing us how to do the emails and how to do this and what to do if we get this. Because normally what we would do, like if somebody called with a network fault in the building, we would escalate it to a senior service desk analyst, and they would contact the provider and get it serviced. Well, after hours, there is no senior service desk analyst. You are the senior service desk analyst. So at that point, you have to call the provider and get it escalated. So he showed us how to do all that stuff, and it was actually feels like just yesterday we did that training. And it's crazy. Like, I even talked to the guys that used to be on after hours when I'm on my day shifts. And they even say that it feels like just yesterday that they came off of after hours. But I didn't find time flew as fast when I worked Monday to Friday as it does now that I work these weird shifts. Like, I work tonight, I work 7 p.m. to 7 a.m., which I just call it the Netflix and chill shift because, honestly, all you do is watch movies and maybe get the odd support call from a random person working from home or from whatever. Like, it's a dead night. Maybe you might handle about 40 instances. That's about it for 12 hours. And you're probably thinking, holy shit, 40, keep in mind that's between two, so I might get 20 in 12 hours. It's kind of boring, so you need something to keep you busy. Sometimes shit hits the bed and it can be busy, but that doesn't happen very often. Sunday usually worse than Saturday, but yeah, I can't believe how quick time is flying. And the snow we're having right now, well, that's normal. I was talking to the security guard at work about it. He's like, oh man, this is not typical for April weather. I said, funny story. And he goes, what? I said, last year around this time, we were both outside having a dart during the day, and it was snowing. And he goes, no, it wasn't. I said, yeah, it was. So, because the day prior to that, it was nice. Oh, it wasn't snowing, but we had snow on the ground. There was still snow available. The banks were still there. It didn't all melt yet. But I do remember after getting my truck that I did have to run it with the heat on for a good portion of May before I finally got to turn off the heat and switch it over to air conditioning. So that's crazy. Like, people forget what the weather was last year, and the year before, and the year before, and the year before. I just remember this one time in 2012. I went to visit Logie down in, when he lived down south. Well, he still lives down south, but I went to visit Logie. I stayed at his place, and we went to Pugs. I fixed his computer. We visited Bloke, and then on my way home, I stopped off and visited Bill's T-Max. And that was in March. And it was still wintering up here, because I remember I went down and I was wearing my red Ontario jacket, which you guys might remember from the old series. I still have that jacket, too, somewhere. Do I still have it? I don't think I threw it out. Oh no, it's right there. Yeah, I still have it. Still got her. That's a museum piece. Not throwing that out. Even though it's desperate need of a cleaning. But yeah, I remember I wore that going down. But as soon as I got past Barrie, Ontario, I was like, holy crap, I don't need my jacket anymore. It's like 20 plus degrees. Meanwhile, leaving North Bay, it was minus 10, and I went up like 30 degrees just by traveling 3 hours south. Like, it's crazy. And that was the weekend where it was all nice and warm. I remember the ex was home with the dog and Felix. So she was here with Oreo and Felix. And I messaged her with a picture of the weather, and she messaged me back with a picture of a snowbank. And I was like, this is ridiculous. I'm only 5 hours south, and it's like the same province, but it's night and day. But then when I came back, it warmed up, and we didn't get any more snow for the rest of the year. That was also the year of the Green Christmas, where basically it didn't snow Christmas. Sorry, it didn't snow up until Christmas Eve. And it was gone like in March. So it was the shortest winter that I've ever experienced. And that's an anomaly. But the problem is people have that experience, right? They get that anomaly, and right away they expect it every year. And it's like, no, it doesn't work that way. It's not how she crumbles. But, yeah, man, I just wanted to say, it's been a year. I've owned the truck for a whole year now. It's officially, the anniversary date is April 28th, today. Because I got an email from the dealership, from the guy who sold me the truck. And he said, hey Adam, I just want to congratulate you on your 1 year anniversary of owning a Ford. It's like, but I've owned many Fords. But, you know, he wanted to congratulate me. And he's like, if you ever have any needs or questions, don't hesitate to give us a holler. And we'll be more than happy to help you out. Well, so far I have no questions. A lot of it I figured out. I didn't realize that when you put it in 4x4, the front end locks. Nobody told me that. So remember when I was complaining a while back, I was going to get beer. I was leaving the parking lot, and I'm like, man, why does this thing shimmy shank when I'm turning? Well, it's because the front end locks when you put it in 4x. I wasn't aware of this. There's no way to turn that off. That's just the way she works. The rear end locks when you pull the thing out, the 4x4 switch. That locks the rear end axle. But the front end will lock the moment you put it in 4x4. So, I wasn't aware. Nobody told me that. I probably should have read the manual, but it probably doesn't even mention that. It probably just expects you to know how this shit works. Whatever. But, yeah. I need something to eat. So I got some pepperoni in here. I'm going to eat some pepperoni. And then we got to head off to work there shortly. But I just wanted to make a quick video saying it's been 1 year since I owned a Ford. And, only concern I have is this summer. Right now, guys, gas in North Bay is $1.24 a liter, and it's going up to $1.38. And they say by the summer, $1.46. I just filled up my tank yesterday. 107 liters, $137. Son of a bitch. But anyway, a little quick video for you. Not too much going on. Just been bored because of winter, but spring's coming. Hopefully so's a raise, because I got to match us to what the non-contracts make. They haven't done that yet, and maybe we'll get some more shit done this summer. If finances. Right now it's a financial nightmare. Like, it's pretty brutal. I mentioned that on the previous vlog, and I'm going to mention on this one here too, it's pretty brutal. I don't really do much because I can't afford to do much. So that's why I just end up chilling at home playing video games. Also the reason why last year I made the executive decision to stop daily vlogging, because I don't have any content day to day, because I don't have money to really do anything exciting or fun. And a lot of people are like, well, you don't need money to do fun things. Well, unfortunately, you kind of do. Like if you want to go mini biking, you need money for gas. You need money to fix your mini bike because you're probably going to break it. If you want to go for a drive, well, you need money for gas. If you want to go visit a friend, well, a lot of my friends live out of town, so I need money for gas. Gas ain't cheap. Everything's going up. But I guess the other thing on my mind is the election coming up. See, when the last time we had an election 4 years ago, that's when Wynne got in, the Liberals, and she's the reason why I lost the job at Ontario, because she sold the place to Bell for $2 million. Yep, ridiculous, I know, but she sold it to Bell for $2 million. Bell held on to, was told they have to hang on to the staff for at least 2 years. They released us after a year and everybody else after the other year, which is funny because one of the guys I worked with at Ontario is now working where I work now. Two of them were there, but the one guy left for another job, and whatever, who cares. So now that it looks pretty promising that Doug Ford is going to win it, because well, Wynne's definitely not going to win it. She's trying every dirty trick in the book to down-talk Ford's name, and people are like, we forgive him, like, whatever, it's got to be better than you, Wynne, you're fucking trash. Because if you think about all the damage she did, my uncle, he's the NDP leader for North Bay, and he did a thing about pharmacare, about helping people, you know, because right now the way it works is a lot of people are choosing between keeping the lights on or keeping food in the fridge. Problem is if you don't pay your electricity bill, your fridge doesn't run, your food spoils anyway, so a lot of them are just defaulting to electricity and then living off Kraft dinner and fucking canned Campbell's soup. And it's not right. It shouldn't be that way. And all the reason why, hydro is so expensive is because the Liberal government sold off the majority to Hydro One. Like, sold off majority shares, so they don't own the majority of Hydro One anymore. And the president of Hydro One introduced that stupid delivery charge, which makes no sense. So it actually jacked up everybody's hydro by like an extra like 2-time multiplier. Like mine went from $80 a month to $160 a month. Some people down south were getting $300, $400 hydro bills. Like, this is ridiculous. And hydro, we call it hydro in Ontario because the hydro companies are called that, like Hydro One, Near North Hydro, all the different hydro companies. Even though hydro to some sounds like water, no, they just call it hydro because of the hydro plant in Niagara Falls. I don't know. It's stupid. Whatever. It's an Ontario thing. Let it go. But it's kind of ridiculous that this happened. And Doug is basically saying that he's going to scrap that delivery charge because that doesn't make sense. And it doesn't. Like, my buddy has a cottage in Muskoka, which is just south of here. He lives in Mississauga, but he has a cottage in Muskoka. Nice cottage country. I got to admit it. Every fall, he always just turned off the power in his cottage, and he never got a bill because he wasn't using any electricity. He would just shut off the hydro, like the main. Cottage would go dead. He would basically fill his toilet with, or he would drain the toilet, shut the water off, drain all the plumbing so that even if it did freeze, there'd be no water in there to freeze, so there should be no cracks. And then from there, he would basically call it winter mode, and he wouldn't get a hydro bill. Ever since the delivery charge, last year he shut off his cottage in September because it was getting cold quick. So he went out there for Labor Day and said, screw it, we're shutting her down. And then October, November, December, he gets a call from a creditor. saying you owe Hydro won $378 and they've given us your bills, so you better pay this up. And he's like, what are you talking about? My Hydro's paid. Like, turns out they were mailing the Hydro bills to the cottage for $138 a month, and when it got to a certain amount, they were like, yeah, enough of this nonsense, let's dick this guy over, and they sent him to a creditor because he wasn't paying his Hydro. He wasn't using any Hydro. He was getting dinged the delivery charge. So this is why that's got to go. And this carbon tax bullshit, holy crap. When are we going to realize that you can't throw money at Mother Nature to make her take the smog away? Like, money will solve the problem if it's used in preventative products to absorb the carbon from the air, to absorb the pollutants. Not just take the money and then spend it on more fucking coal plants. Like, how stupid do you have to be as a government entity? So, yeah, the Liberals won't be in. Doug Ford's going to get in. And once again, this may jeopardize my job, because I keep taking jobs that involve government stuff. So, yeah, that's my big concern, is once Doug Ford gets in, will I still be employed after June? Guess only time will tell. But anyway, people, I've been rambling for a while. I'm going to shut her down here. Thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this. If you did, like button. Any questions, comments, concerns, down below they go. And until next time, keep on vlogging.